my cell phone. Having some issues with my StreamYard. Okay, so because I wanted to jump on here real quick to show you guys two prophecies I received or declarations from the Father regarding sleeper cells. I saw this come across Facebook today. And I want to help you guys understand because I didn't understand really what it all meant when I received these. So I just wanted to show you some prophecy that's coming true now. So this one is about sleeper cells. Okay, so you guys, this was announced yesterday. And then I guess someone at the White House, it must have been Marco Rubio, announced it today that the sleeper cells from Iran are around the country. So what is a sleeper cell? Okay, so sleeper cells are covert operations, okay, that remain inactive for extended periods, often appearing as ordinary residents until directed to carry authorities intercepted encrypted communications believed to originate from Iran, which could serve as operational triggers for sleeper assets outside the country, particularly following the death of the Iran supreme leader, of course, AK. These communications are designed to deliver instructions to covert operations without relying on the internet or cellular networks, raising concerns about potential global retaliation from Iran sleeper cells. Now, when I received these, one in 2024 and one in 2025, I did not understand fully what that meant. But here we are now in 2026 as we see the end, you guys. This is for the elect, okay? Remember that you're never going to convince people in the delusion. That's part of this. They are in a strong delusion. And even the elect could be in this strong delusion if it were possible. Okay, we cannot be deceived. So I'm just going to show you these things real quick so that you guys can see some of this prophecy coming true. Okay, so I'm going to show you a small clip with Katie Couric this morning too, but I want to show that afterwards, okay? So on October 5th, 2024, I posted this on the Prophetic Vault as well as I think I probably did a video on it. But I'm going to do it again because this is what we need to be looking for are these prophecies coming through for the true prophets of God. Yes, can we get things wrong? Sure, because we're interpreting things that typically were going to be in the future. Okay, so we obviously, if you look at Daniel, all of this was, prophesied 3,000 years ago. But with that being said, let me go through what the Father said to me on this day. The kingdom to come, the light upon my own. So that's what I heard first, the kingdom to come. The light sheds upon my own. These that continue to usurp me will never see the light in me. For today is yet a vapor of time, one filled with destiny and hope, driven by my mighty winds. I am the sanctuary of their salvation. None get past me without proper clothing. The covering in me is my salvation. Running this race required fiery trials and ambiguous rituals of faith and endurance. The rituals are the prayers sent to me for the lost and by my people of the covering in me. The rituals of old still stand, prayer and submission to my word. The lofty and proud are but vain shows and blind guides, leading flocks of sheep to the pit with them blindly, like the Pharisees did in my day. Blinded to even me, standing in front of them, trying to convince them of holiness in me, and yet they usurp me over and over for better gods of their liking, and choosing to bow the knee to Baal over and over again. I am a simple man, now glorified as the one true Messiah. Bending the knee to me was heresy to them. Won't they be surprised to see me upon my return soon to come? Can you imagine their faces frozen in time, knowing they stand naked in the sight of me? Every knee will bow at my presence as it should be, as I created each one of you in my image to worship me in faith and knowledge that I do exist and always have. Many put me into a boiling pot of fables and folklore, telling stories by the campfire of their forefathers' affairs, and kindly toss a coin into the fire and make wishes upon themselves, casting spells of magic for dumb fables that are just stories of old. Rest assured, the end is near, and everyone will give an accounting on these fables, not once thinking I was real, not even to say that I created them. It is easier to live a life of sin than to turn to me with their sins for fear of retribution. But in fact, it's the opposite that will happen. paid in full by their own iniquity, a day of complete and utter disgrace, one that will expose their darkness in one instant to fall into hell forever. You made a mockery of me one last time, you, the fallen vessels of iniquity. Vengeance is mine. My light is almost out and done shining in this lost and broken world. Pray for the lost that they may be found. They must search their own hearts first. They won't find me outside in churches. I am here in the heart of man where I placed myself after my resurrection. You guys, we are the temple of God, okay? I've taught on that for years, and yet still people want to believe that there's going to be, Trump sitting in some sort of a third temple over in Israel. That is a Zionist Talmudic, it's a false narrative, okay? If they want to burn red heifers and they want to, but what's happening, you guys, is they're convincing Christians that has to happen to bring Jesus back. Okay, they're touting this. This is a Talmudic overtaking, okay, you guys, of the Judaizers, so to speak, and the Zionist Jews. We cannot purport that out of our mouth, okay? Because that is witchcraft. That's what they're purporting. The Talmud is witchcraft. All right. So, I am here in the heart of man where I place myself after my resurrection. The ease of my yoke is simple. Seek and you shall find. Pray imprecation against the enemy and the strongholds they have not broken. Find prayers seeking their way out of false doctrines of men. As there's the Talmud, the oral law. You guys, we are in such a big deception that even Christians are going to be fooled. Okay, and I'm really trying hard. I'm really trying hard to tell people that we cannot purport this out of our mouth, because that's not what Jesus did. He died at the cross for us as the last sacrifice. There will be no third temple, as he gave me declaration on this before. So, false doctrines of men, as this is the biggest stronghold, as they seek to please men and not me. Where there is a will, there is a way. It's through me, the life-giving water. They will never seek me in churches, as they rely on false teachings as a marriage of truth when it carries no weight in my word. Fight with the sword of the truth. Use my word to formulate the prayers, and practice this as your daily walk is an important part of your own walk with me. Pray for nations to be broken of strongholds, as right now Allah is in charge of the northern countries known as Ramah in Persia. The red dragon is here. He is using men of war, this is Satan now, to fight against me, and they are all turning against one another as I am breaking down strongholds in the heavenly realm, as this is the battle of Armageddon foretold. Now, keep this in mind when I go over Katie Couric, what I just brought her in because she was one of the reporters on this. Remember the battle of Armageddon. You guys, I received this in 2024, okay? Then he told me, sleeper cells have awakened in the evil wicked ones and battle my children, which are his children. Okay, sleeper cells are Iranian sympathizers, okay, those that believe in the red dragon. The red dragon is Satan. Allah is Satan, okay, coming in as Muhammad. That's false. Of course, Jesus is the only way, the truth, and the life. And also anybody in false religion, Buddha, anybody, Shiva, any of the false religion or the religious groups that they're trying to put together with this Abrahamic Accords, okay, that's all false. So sleeper cells, this is it's amazing, because when I received this, you guys, I didn't understand it because nothing was going on at that time. All right. Fight against the wickedness with the arrows they secretly shoot at you. Now this would be in the spiritual realm. Where there is a will, there is a way for my children to escape the tactics of the enemy. It's my word. So use it in this last battle. So I know we feel like all we're doing is fighting with people, you guys, but you guys, we are to fight with the word. That is the sword of truth, okay? So like when you see somebody on Facebook, touting a pre-trib rapture, you must say something. These are the people that are of the wicked one, okay? There's no pre-trib rapture. That's not biblical. So in order for us to understand the Bible as it's written, we must have the Holy Spirit leading, or we're going to be falling to all these doctrines of men. So that's what they do. They secretly shoot arrows at us at night, put out videos on people. This is the battle of the wicked ones. This is it. Okay. So where there is a will, there is a way for my children, again, to escape the tactics of the enemy. It's my word. So use it in this last battle. Sorry about that. I am coming soon. Stay battle ready. No time like the present to stay armored up. Onward, soldiers of light, Abba Father. Okay, so Now I'm going to get into what Katie Couric talked about with Armageddon. You guys have to hear this, okay? Hold on a second. I've got to start her over. Hold on. As an example. Here we go.
It's hard to be shocked these days, but here we are. And this one is a real doozy. Some U.S. military commanders are describing what's happening in Iran as a holy war. Troops have told watchdog groups that they were briefed by commanders who described the war as part of God's divine plan, with references to biblical prophecy. One commander allegedly told his troops that President Trump had been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. Yeah. The Council on American Islamic Relations, a Muslim civil rights organization, recently released a statement saying that all Americans should be deeply disturbed by this holy war rhetoric being spread right now. The U.S. military, of course, is one of the most powerful institutions on earth, and it's governed, at least in theory, by the Constitution, civilian leadership, and centuries of rules that were designed to keep personal ideology out of decisions about war and peace. So hearing a geopolitical conflict described as a religious mission should make every American really uncomfortable.
I'm going to stop it there. So you understand that the blindness, okay, Katie's blind, obviously. So the Lord, our Father, God Yahweh, will always give warnings before judgment. Okay, he's letting Satan tell the world that he is coming. Do you understand that? God is actually using, that's probably the only truth out of Donald Trump's mouth, as, you know, the son of perdition, the little horn, as we've all been, you know, taught that on this channel since 2020. And this is not for the blind, you guys. This is not for the blind in spirit. Okay, we are the children of light. So God, as he says in Amos 3:7, will tell his servants, the prophets, okay, everything before it happens. So even Satan, his time is short, you guys. We are on the brink of this rapture. Okay, now let's get into the one that I heard on June 5th last year. Okay, again, these things were for the future. I had no idea that this was all going to come to light. Okay, so sleeper cells, and again, Marco Rubio said today, might have been yesterday, Iran may be activating sleeper cells outside the country. All right, now, let me just give you what he told me on June 5th. Rise up, we are in the middle of a storm. As the bride, we are to pray without ceasing, for spiritual warfare are in the heavens and on earth. Intercession, prayers, and communion, we are in a battle of good and evil, good wins. Their whole agenda is to kill off humanity and start anew with their own families and keep this earth for themselves. Sorry about the spelling, you guys. Sometimes I just translate it over and I'm typing really fast. Taking all that is mine, their time is up. They have sinned and time is no more. Now he's talking about the fallen angels. The nocturnal army has been awakened, the sleeper cells, and with their help, the fallen man would have won if I didn't intervene. I am coming to rescue. So here is the nocturnal army. Okay, you guys, this is anybody that's filled with Satan, period. They created hybrids of the people to control humans for their agenda to enslave them further and to make them work for themselves as slave labor, that's all of us, to have their way with humans like animals today. Well, look at the Epstein files. If I don't take you, no real humans would exist. Tell my people that they are to be ready at all times as the battle is here, the battle of good and evil, and you were all the spoil. They have almost succeeded, but the agenda will be stopped at the rapture. They know it's coming, and I put it in their minds that they could succeed to bring in the test like in the days of old. Okay, this is him giving the fallen angels this, and that is also in the Bible where he would give them a wicked thought to bring in the end. So this is the end. So Satan is telling the truth, right, through his people. Okay, never once believing. Oh, sorry, let's go back to chimeras. Chimeras, they are hybrids themselves, hiding in plain sight. Never once believing this was my plan to destroy them and the disobedient like themselves. This world is not what you think. It's infiltrated with demons that they worship for fame and wealth, selling their very souls temporarily But I will wake everyone to the plan, and this is why those left to burn will know they were in a delusion all along, following their flesh and the God of this world that they served into eternity. To think about, sorry, I think I accidentally added a word there, about how they loved more of themselves and not me, who could have given them real purpose and life in my kingdom. You are all spiritual beings created to serve one another and me. Loving each other as love conquers sin. Love here is futile, self-absorbed, without outward things to satisfy, which never does. Turning to alcohol and sex addiction. I mean, he went real deep here. Filling their plates of lust and greed, which never truly fulfills. I gave them life only to test them for my kingdom, to cleanse them and take them from Satan. They love their flesh more than me. I see everything, and I weep for the wickedness as I created you all in my image to love me and others, and this is why few make it as my chosen vessels of mercy. They appoint themselves into my kingdom and eat off the plate of sin, not asking me to help them, but they do it, appoint themselves like they are serving me, which is vile and a stench in my nose, as I tested hearts and know if I can turn them to me by being in the Bible, the living word. We have to be in that Bible, you guys. It protects us. Most people's agendas is to look good in the eyes of man and not me. When you find favor in my eyes, you worship me. Walk away from your own agenda and other people's and submit to lifelong service to others. No pride will enter my kingdom like Satan. Now go and tell the world all of this as my heart has been poured out for all to see. I am real, I am and always and will always be. The state of humanity is fallen and the only way out is me. Abba, Father, I am coming soon. So I wanted to put this out there, you guys. I didn't want to wait. So you guys, I mean, look at all this coming to fruition now. You guys stay prayed up, okay? Go back, maybe just turn off my voice and just read it for yourself, okay? So that you can sink it in. These are messages from the Lord to his children, okay? He has given more than enough warnings. We are at the end. I mean, all of these mockers and scoffers, I cannot even imagine. Like he said, can you imagine their faces frozen in time, knowing we were telling them the truth? All right, you guys. So just, keep an eye out where you guys are, driving. If you're going, to an area maybe that's not so great, maybe, I don't know if New York City would be the best place to be. I mean, you guys, I think Iran has had these sleeper cells for a while. I think somebody else had prophesied this, and I'm not sure whom, but I think I had heard something like this before. But again, 2 messages, one in 2024, one in 2025, and now it's coming to fruition. God bless everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.